It's woody looking. It's kind of irregular. I drilled hundreds of holes through the monkey ladder, and it just goes crazy. It's like pickup sticks. And there's, of course, lights on it, so it gets the shadow and it just comes alive. It's beautiful. I'll never forget the day I took it over. Actually, we were going over for dinner with a bunch of people, and they already had the tornado. And I said to Randall, I said, I got this piece I really think is going to work there. He goes, well, bring it along. Now, this alcove is only maybe 6 feet. It's cement. And I came in the front door with it, set it on there, and actually the tip just slid right in perfectly. And he swears I had measured the thing before without him knowing it. Sold. My name is Adler. I'm an artist of assemblage. I work mostly with all natural organic materials. Some found elements, some rusted stuff, but everything is basically found in nature. I have this saying that if it falls from the tree, I'm going to pick it up. If it's there for the taking, I'm going to take it, which provides me with an immense amount of materials. Speaking of, right now we're sitting in my favorite spot in the world, the horsetail patch that I discovered about 15 years ago and have been coming to ever since. Equisetum, horsetail, rush, has many names. These rushes are the first material that defined what I do. It opened up a whole world that I just could not ignore. And I began working with it in all different types of methods, and it just spoke to me. When I began having the discipline in my work, it just kept me centered and focused, which is something that I had not been. And through this process, I have found myself in a beautiful place. And from this, I've gone on to other materials that provide me with the same satisfaction and contentment.
It's not that he even has created it, it's that he's had the thought, that he's seen something on the ground and has the imagination to create something out of it. The horsetail that he uses, he dries it, and someone would just sweep that away. And I think that's what fascinates people.
The gathering process is really, it's not for everybody. And the older I get, some days it's not for me. Yesterday, went to a friend's farm, came upon this beautiful tree, and started cutting the thorns. I thought I had seen God at that moment. It was so phenomenal. I had never seen a tree like this. I had never seen thorns that big. And I just couldn't get enough of them. But I had to stop, because they were hurting. I mean, you start gathering thorns, you're going to hurt yourself. So every time you go gathering, you don't really know what you're up for. And sometimes you go gathering for one thing and you find another, which is really exciting. Sometimes you only find a few, and those few have to be used very carefully. I like that challenge as well.
The whole process to me is incredible. I mean, just from harvesting what he needs to make his art, boxing it, drying it, the whole process. And then, chancy, because you're not quite sure if anyone's going to even like it or appreciate it, he's got that side of him as the artist that's never quite confident in what he's created.
It's funny, I just recently realized something about my process, and that is that I'm not one to experiment. I pretty much wait for the vision to appear. I will not sit there and make something and say, oh, this is all wrong. I find that a waste of time, but it is laborious, it's monotonous. Not a bad thing for me. What the monotony has done for me is it's given me a way of meditation. Most everything I do is repetitive. And so I realized at one point that actually I was praying, and that repetitive exercise was so healing for me that I wanted to do it every day, because it was kind of my form of therapy. how to come back down and to relax in this world that we live in, to find peace in all the chaos, to find peace in my own chaos.
Rand's being is also the consolidation of the chaos of his life, the lives around him, that he then is able to bring to an order. And that order becomes represented in his actual presentation of himself to the world.
Well, I have to say that everyone reacts to my work. It opens their eyes, something they've never seen before. They're just kind of thrown. They don't know what to think. But I have to say that almost everyone who experiences my work senses what I want them to sense, and that is to feel peaceful. Recently, I've been concerned with where my art lays in the world of art. Is it art or is it decorative art? I like to think it's art, but if they love what I do, that's all I care about. It's me. It represents me.